what I have here is a bunch of rocks that have made it through stage 1 in the rock tumbler. They've been done in multiple different batches, and I have a ton more out there going through the rough stage, and now we're going to move on to stage 2. They're as good as I'm going to get them, or I have the patience for, and they look a little shiny because I did run them through a burnish stage before moving them on to stage 2. Just put the rest of these in here. And it's actually pretty full. And this is some polish residue from a dry batch I did. This will just wash away. It's a little more than 3/4 full, but I'll add some ceramic media to it, some water, and some 220 grit, and then I'll show you guys the end result. Okay, so here is the batch of rocks that I showed you guys before. They were going into stage 2, which is 220 silica carbide grit. So this isn't the most exciting batch of rocks, but I haven't made a video in a very long time, and I would like to show you the end result of those rocks. So just looking at them, there is definitely some rocks here that I am going to keep in my personal collection. Those are rocks that I have in separate boxes that are just really unique or really well polished, or what I would consider like A-grade material. And the rest end up going into a big box, which it's like a plastic bin that I just throw all the extra rocks in that don't quite make the cut. And those rocks end up going into my house plants or into like little blind bags that I give away to people, and it's a lot of fun. But should probably sell them, but whatever. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these rocks. So first one here, hopefully you guys can see it. I hope that the lighting is good. Let me actually readjust the camera and get right back with you. Okay, I hope this is a good angle, but the first rock here, see if we can get that to focus better, is a Bahia agate, and I ordered these from the Rock Shed. This one's definitely a keeper. It's got some really cool bands. Hopefully this will focus in. Some cool banding. Quartz pocket. It took a really nice shine. I don't know if you guys can see the detail there. But yeah, it's just a really cool looking rock. So that one's definitely a keeper. Really neat. This one got a really nice shine on it, but has some cracks. But I just have a thing for rocks with, you know, that quartz band going through it. I don't know if this is basalt or what, but I found this rock on the Cape. And even though it's not perfect, this one's definitely a keeper too, just because I tend to keep all the rocks that have a line going through them. But, and I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but it's kind of greenish. It's like a teal greenish color, but that's a keeper as well. I'm probably going to only show the keepers, but I don't know. There's a few rocks there. I'll go through them. This next one is a piece of mookaite. Some cool yellow and maroon colors in there. I'm not sure. This one's like an on the fence rock. Like I might keep this one, or I might go in the pile, the bucket. Here's an interesting one. This came with the Bahia Agates. It's got some cool eyes in there. Really nice shine. Cool shape. Some interesting banding on there. If I can get it to focus. But yeah, I'm probably going to keep this one, just because it's kind of unique. Here is a Montana agate. And these are cool. I don't know if the camera is going to catch this, but it's kind of neat. Here is what I believe is a little piece of red jasper. I found this on a hike one day, and it actually took a pretty nice shine. It's a little duller than some of the other rocks, but it's got 2 quartz bands running through it. Sorry, bear with me. I'm trying to get the best picture, but it's a neat little rock. Here's one that is actually going to go into a new batch to be redone, and I'll show you guys that batch in a separate video. But this is a piece of sodalite, and it should have gone in the tumbler a little longer. It's got some pitting, some cracks, and sodalite is actually softer. I think it's only like a 6 on the hardness scale. And I'm actually going to redo this one because I think it'll come out a little nicer. It's got a decent shine on it, but I'm not entirely in love with the way this rock came out. And I think this is calcite in here, so it's definitely softer. Adjust this light a little bit more. But I'm going to redo this one. And it's going to go in a batch with softer rocks, some indigo gabbro, iolite, labradorite, and some feldspars, which are all around a hardness of 6 to 6.5. So we'll redo that one. Here's another cool little agate. I like the darker bands on it. But right here, look at that. That's awesome. That one's a keeper. This one here. I'm wearing gloves so I don't get fingerprints all over them. But I don't know what this rock is. I don't really remember where I found it. And the camera is not gonna do it justice, but let's see if I can get that to focus. It's all black, but like if you look here, it's got these little quartz pockets or veins running through it, and it's three-dimensional. It almost looks like a moss agate. And it's just a really interesting rock. It's got a lot of depth to it. And I have no idea what it is. I don't know if it's... Yeah, I just don't know. It's almost shiny like hematite, but it could be a piece of hematite with quartz veins. But I don't know. It's just a really... I wish this camera would focus a little better. It's a cool rock. Here's another one. I found this one on, I think, the Falmouth Beach in Cape Cod. I believe it's a piece of diorite, just kind of like a granite. And this one actually tumbled up very nice. I think it has a higher quartz content in there. But yeah, I'm very happy with this one. I've tumbled this stuff before. I found a few rocks like this, and they kind of come out matte and pitted. They're not super shiny. This one, I don't know if I'm just using better polish or just let it tumble a little longer. But yeah, I'm very happy with that one. Very few pits in it. So this one's really cool. I really hope this is focusing well. Neat rock. I don't know if I'm going to show you every rock in this batch, but here's another cool keeper. Another Bahia agate. I think that's how you say it. And I learned about these rocks in the rock shed from Michigan Rocks. That's where I've pretty much learned everything I know about tumbling. You should check out that channel. Rob does a really awesome job. He is a master rock tumbler. And yeah, definitely check out his channel. But this is a really cool agate. I love, they kind of look like eggs. You know what I mean? Like a petrified egg, fossilized egg. And I always wonder if there's something to do with the word agate, if it has like agate. Some people say agate. But it definitely looks like an egg. But I just wish the camera would show the detail in some of these bands. It's just so neat. But that one's a keeper for sure. Here's another one. This is tourmalated quartz. I really want to try to focus in on this because there are little pieces of tourmaline just all throughout this rock. And this actually came in a bag of iolite. And when I was sorting through them, you know, picking out, I always like to keep some rocks raw and in their rough shape. But I noticed this one and I was like, oh, that's not a piece of iolite. And I kept it, you know, raw for the longest time, but I was like, you know what? I really think I need to tumble this one. And it's got a weird little crack here, but I didn't want to keep tumbling it. But I'm really excited about this one. I really hope that detail is showing through. Let's see, what else do we got here? Oh, here's another cool agate. Some really nice bands. I like the dark colors in there, the grays. The shine comes out perfect. Hopefully you can see it, but it's really cool rock. Another cool agate, just on the fence about this one. It's neat, it's really cool, but I don't know, it might be someone else's rock. Here's a neat one. And these all pretty much took a really nice polish. I just love how like half the rock is grayish with the little eyes in it, and the other half has the banding. Pretty neat. This video is getting pretty long. I'll show you one more. I'll show you a few more. This one's neat. It's got the quartz clusters on both sides. I was actually pretty nervous about this rock because it was so rough and jagged. I didn't think it was going to smooth out, but that one's a keeper. And very translucent. You can shine a light right through it. It's got the quartz pocket on both sides. Really, like, this is just an awesome example of an agate. It's got quartz pocket, it's got banding, it's got the eyes. I love this rock. Really neat. Is it perfectly tumbled? No, there's a few pits, but you have to expect that with agates. But this one's awesome. This one might be one of my favorites in this whole batch. I'll put the rest here so you can see them. Nothing too special. I'll go through these quick. Another cool agate. This is a Montana agate, and when you shine a light through it, there's some interesting inclusions in there, but overall it's kind of a boring, ugly rock. This one's got some neat colors and whatnot, but again, probably not a keeper for me. This will go in the pile. And these are some pieces of granite. I found these in a parking lot, and they tumbled very nice for granite. And before this video goes on for an hour, you can see some of the other ones. This one was a little disappointing. Still pretty neat. These two were cool. Little piece of sodalite. Pink tourmaline in quartz. A little pair. Interesting combination. Alright, so more pieces of mookaite. This one's neat. It's got some white banding in it. Nothing too special. I'm very kind of picky now when it comes to rocks. This one, similar, I think, to the second one I showed you guys, but it's got a quartz band running all the way through. So I'm probably going to keep that one. It's a cool looking rock, but I think someone else will enjoy this rock. Oh, this one here. I gotta show you this one. Some kind of quartzite, but it's got some really, oh, I really hope that focuses for a second. Almost like dendritic inclusions in there. They're three-dimensional, they're very neat. I'm gonna keep this rock just because it's so interesting with what's inside. I don't know. It's very cool. I hope that's clear enough. More little rocks with bands. Some mookaite. It's like a little piece of carnelian, maybe? Some kind of orange agate. That's a neat little piece. I think I might have found the right angle here. I have to keep the camera in this position with the light. Hopefully it's pretty clear. But that's that. So, like I said, definitely some cool people rocks that I will love forever. But thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around this long, I'm at this point now where I want to just make things that make me happy and excited. So if you enjoy it, I appreciate you very much. Much gratitude. And go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And I will create more rock videos and interesting things like that. Thank you so much.